So I've been working just the first little cuts, samples and permutations. I have the 100% wool and the wool with rayon. It's denser. The wool with rayon is denser. It's more compressed felt. The felt that's 100% wool is a natural color, and it has more loft. So I can press down on it and it will compress, where the rayon and wool is already compressed felt. And doing samples yesterday, working with the Sew Line glue pen from Japan, and English paper pieces from England. I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, it's in origin of how these quilts are put together. You could cut paper pieces and fold around them based, or the glue is the option. This glue is lightly colored so you know where you put it, and then it becomes invisible. And I didn't want glue on the fabric. I didn't want glue on a quilt. I still perceive that as very comfortable. When I think of glue, I think of something hard and brittle and not flexible like the fabric, and tacky. A tacky sort of construction, but after reviewing some of the videos, I can see that you can put it on the paper and it holds the tack, and then after it's dry, it becomes less tacky. So I do like it as the advancement of my higher conspire this vision I'm trying to acquire. What I noticed yesterday, I put a little dab of glue on the paper, and then I stuck it on the felt. I think that's what I did, or it was the felt and paper. Either, I can't remember the order, and then I cut around it with my rotary cutter. It's a round blade. And I have a metal ruler. Try and keep my fingers out of the cut line and don't go so swift and with so much zeal that I jump the metal onto my fingers and cut with wild abandon. It's not my choice of craft in process or product. I would say that the rayon with the paper is easier to cut. When you've got more loft, I have to hold the paper down and compress the wool, and then get my same with the ruler, and press down on it to get a sure cut, and then it kind of springs back. So what I noticed yesterday in making a few samples, and a few where the wool rayon was easier to get a true shape according to the paper placed on it, and pressed down with a ruler and cut with a rotary cutter on my self-healing mat. The 100% wool, I got one that was kind of skewed, and I kept it. I kept it over in my extra pile. I might use it for something. I don't know. I just didn't scrap it entirely at this point. But what I've learned in the process so far of working with the 100% wool on the hexagon paper pieces, from the English paper piecing approach, is that I was first I put glue on the wool, and then it got fibers in the glue, and then I put the paper on it, and that cut well. The next one I thought, shoot, let's put the glue on the paper, then stick the wool on it, and it wouldn't work. So I put more glue, stuck it, wouldn't work, put more glue on the paper, put an X on the paper, stuck it, still came off. And I'm like, shoot, what's different from the first one? And I thought, well, the first one, you put the glue on the wall. So I went back and put the glue on the wall and cut a suitably symmetrical hexagon, one that I want to use in my quilt where I'm creating a pattern. The one that got skewed, that's asymmetrical hexagon, is the one that I decided to put glue on the paper. And I kept trying to put glue on the paper and cut, but I didn't realize it was shifting. The first one didn't shift. So that's one thing I've learned so far. The other thing I'm doing is I'm testing permutation. So I'm wrapping, I've ironed and cut squares of the silk, the white and the gold, and now I'm wrapping paper with silk in the two colors and I'm going to be doing rayon and then wool, and I'm studying if it makes a difference how I position the warp and the weft, if that's going to give a different color. Does a fabric like suede has a nap, it has a direction the fibers lay. So if you wanted to play with the nap, you can use one color of suede, cut it and reverse it, one piece 180, and it's going to give you different shades of the same color using the same fabric. So you can create a pattern, a monochrome pattern, albeit, but I wanted to see, so I'm trying to kind of see if I change the warp and the weft, and I called the company because I couldn't really discern, is there a right and wrong side to this? So Shantung Silk, is there a right to wrong side? Is there a right face and a wrong face? And they said there isn't. So I can use either side, and that does suit my eye. Now I'm just trying to see if there's a difference in warp or weft, and would I want to do diagonal? Would that give a different sort of transmitted hue? Simply changing the angle. So I'm studying permutations. Will I use those permutations? I don't know, but it seems useful to know, to articulate exactly what I want by knowing what I'm dealing with and knowing the value and follow through it can lend, and that I can articulate it to lend. So I'm making sample pieces right now. It's my beginning foray into this construction. And let's see, what else? Still have a pile of notes to do. These are the notes added on that floor, that big piece of paper. Not to be confused with that pile of paperwork over there I have not gotten to. Or there's some on that sewing machine too. I haven't got to that yet either. And let's not talk about what's left in my apartment. I'm trying to stay current. Promiscuously so. What else? Someone's got to show how we hoe, how I owe. I imagine so. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I do hope to get to the latest notes. These are ones after my Twitter feed last night. Good night, thief, and would be a continuation of that, and they'll be going on to the next chapter following mate. M-A-Y-E-T. Is that what it is? It's something like that.